everyone. We're back. You've been watching Karen Edwards. I hear there's some great interviews that have gone on. I've been out walking the show floor, and let me tell you, there are so many people here in Las Vegas at the Western Roofing Expo. We're here on the sound stage of Roofers Coffee Shop with two of my favorite gentlemen. I want to introduce Eric and Paul, and I'm going to have them introduce themselves because hold on to yourself. This is the feel good, the caught doing good, the moment of the whole show right here. These gentlemen are doing some things that are pretty amazing. So, Paul, I'm going to start with you. Can you introduce yourself and your business, your roofing business, and then also Roofers in Recovery?
Thank you. My name is Paul Reed. I'm one of the owners of Northwest Roofing out of Denver, Colorado. I'm also one of the board of directors with Western States, and also one of the founders of Roofers in Recovery.
Yes.
Along with
Huge.
Eric here.
I am Eric Oberempt. I own D&M Roofing out of Omaha, Nebraska, and also co-founder of Roofers in Recovery.
Yes. Okay, so we did a podcast probably about maybe 6 months ago. If you haven't listened to it, listen to it. It is so good. But Eric, I would love for you to share a little bit about Roofers in Recovery and how it started.
Absolutely. So about 2.5 years ago or so, Paul and I were just kind of talking. We've both been in recovery and sober for, I've been 13 years almost, and Paul's 15. And so he always holds that above my head. He always holds those 2 years above my head.
15.
Yeah, he just
I'm just pretty dang
You make
impressed.
sure that I don't forget. Yeah, is what it is. But so we were just literally talking one day, and we wanted to figure out a way on how we could give back. Yeah. And Paul called me and was like, I don't know how we do that, but what do you want to do? He's like, you want to throw some money into a pot and send somebody to treatment? And I was like, great, let's do it. And so we threw some money into a pot, and then all of a sudden, like, the phone started ringing off the hook, and there was a lot of people that needed help.
Yeah.
And so we had to figure out a way to make it bigger so it wasn't just us throwing money into a pot to try and send people to treatment. So it's morphed since then to all the different events and fundraisers, and to date I think we've sent around 30-40 people. Paul, is that right?
Yeah,
to treatment to date. Yeah,
that's amazing. And this is, we know this is a national epidemic, we know that, but in roofing it really is an epidemic, and it's something that people don't talk about. And I love, Paul, when we've talked before and you're like, we talk about it, right? We put it right out there, and that way you can help other people. So share a little bit on that.
Yeah, that's a great question and a thought, because everyone in America, it's affecting everyone in America, and really especially in the roofing industry.
Right.
Because where else can you hold a job and get drunk or get high and still go to work? That's just kind of the truth.
Yeah.
We don't like to talk about it, and that's the issue is the stigma of alcoholism or drug addiction. Most people don't want to talk about it because it's embarrassing. They're like, oh my gosh, my brother is a mess, or I'm a mess, and I don't want anyone to know. And so we feel that, hey, this issue is happening. So what can we do? And it's like, let's talk about it. Let's get it out there and really just say to everybody, like, it's going to happen to someone you know or yourself eventually, and it's okay, and we're here, and we want to help. Because look, a guy like myself, 15 years, 2 more years than Eric.
2 more years than me, yes.
15 years ago,
Yeah.
I was literally homeless, living in my pickup.
Oh my
right?
God, yeah.
Because of alcohol and drugs.
Right.
And today, I'm on the board for Western States.
Yes, you are. An amazing business.
Maybe not after this interview.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think you'll still be on there. I don't think we have any concerns there. Well, okay, so I just love that, because I think we've been doing a lot on Roofers Coffee Shop too about mental health overall, and this is just such an important part of that we have to be talking, and it's hard. Let's just be honest, when you're kind of the manly man in roofing, or manly woman or woman, whatever, in roofing.
I'm with you.
Yeah. It's hard to kind of talk about that, but you've been able to not only talk about it, but you've been able to send so many people to treatment now. So maybe talk just a little bit about how many, I think we talked about this right beforehand, but how many people have you been able to help with this?
Yeah, like I said, we've sent 30 or 40 people. We've definitely helped more than that, because not everybody that reaches out to us is necessarily we're able to be sent to treatment, and so that's why we have we've built a community of people throughout the nation that come to recovery meetings that we have on Tuesdays and Thursdays, that, you know, we've got a Facebook group where everybody kind of collaborates and talks.
I love it.
When we come to events like this, you know, we see each other and you know what I mean? And like, and then those people feel part of, and they don't feel left out, because you go to a lot of conferences, and not necessarily this one, but you go to a lot of conferences that are very party centric.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And you know, when we started going to conferences, it was very uncomfortable, because, you know, you'd go to the event and you'd walk the floor and you'd go to a breakout and you kind of go hide in your room, right? Because it was uncomfortable. You didn't feel like you belonged anywhere. And when we realized, hey, we could make a community, we could make a group of people where they felt like they belonged, they knew where they could go and feel part of.
Right.
That was kind of the icing on the cake, because I don't think we never really envisioned that in the very beginning. We just thought we'd send somebody to treatment, and then all of a sudden we made this, you know, brotherhood, sisterhood of, you know, because we do have women in the program, and we have women that come to meetings, and you know, that come to our meetings. You know, we had Storm into the New Era a couple weeks ago, and we had meetings there in person live.
Oh, that's great.
And I mean, and we got to meet new people that we didn't know before that came to these meetings, and that's what makes it exciting. Is because we get to form this bond and this relationship with people that genuinely either want help or they want to be part of the solution to be able to help other people.
It's a safe place.
It's a safe place.
And that's what's so critical. Okay, so you, I know, are doing fundraisers to help put this. So there's a couple. There was one that you just did in June. And Eric, I'm going to have you talk about that again, and then maybe you can talk about the Gala. Yeah. So what in June? Tell us about that fundraiser, because this is important to. Yeah.
So June is our biggest fundraiser of the year, and you know, I've been telling people at the booth today, you know, our goal is we want to be focused on sending people to treatment. We want to be focused on helping people find recovery. We don't want to have to be focused on raising money every day and nickel and diming and asking for $500 and, you know, whatever it is to add up to hit our number that we need to do. So last year it was June 3rd. This year it's June 2nd. So it's the first Friday of June, and it's National Roofers in Recovery Day. And Paul said this before, we decided we could deem it that because waffles have their own day. So
we can have that.
We get to make up our own day.
And
on that day, we're asking contractors from all over the country to sign up to build a roof on the same day, document it. We're going to reach out to local, you know, media, get you coverage and things like that to show that you're giving back to the industry and the community, and then pay your subs, pay your suppliers, and then donate the profits from that roof, you know, which is about 35%.
Right.
So $10,000 roof, donate $3,500, right?
Yeah.
And if we can get 200 contractors across the country to do that on one day, we can raise what we need for the year so that we can focus on what we're trying to do.
I think so, and that's how to come, like you said, with the Facebook groups, and to all come together on that day and know you're all doing the same thing.
It was really, really cool this year seeing it. Like, if you were watching on Facebook when it happened this year, it was just all these different people, literally from Pennsylvania to Nebraska to Texas to California, were all building a roof on the same day in honor of Roofers in Recovery and to help people, right? Like,
I love it.
It was so powerful to watch it happen. It was really, really cool.
I know, it's going to give me chills right now. Okay, another fundraiser that's coming up soon, right, is your Gala.
Well, we just had it.
You just had it?
We just had it a couple weeks ago at Storm into the New Era. And we had a comedian, Mark Lundholm.
Mark Lundholm was there.
He's been in the sobriety community forever, and he's a sober comedian that kind of jokes about what happens when you're actively using. And it was really cool. There was a couple hundred people there. Had a great turnout for that. You know, and the reason why we have these events, and, you know, obviously fundraising, or we come to these things, I think one thing that's important to talk about is a lot of times it just takes one person kind of standing up and saying, listen, I've went through it too and I understand. And especially if, you know, being like a leader in the roofing industry, if I could stand up, or Eric could stand up and be like, we've been where you've at, a person is more likely to go ahead and say, like, okay, maybe if that guy could do it, so can I.
I can do it.
So that's just us standing up and telling the community, everybody watching, like, if you're struggling with anything or know anybody Like, we get it, we understand, we don't judge.
Right,
like,
no.
we'll never tell anybody your name. Like, you don't have to, you know, like, we'll know your name, obviously, but we're going to help you out.
I love that. And I think it's so important, and we have to keep putting that out there on what you're doing. So what, we have, our roofing industry is watching. You guys have a booth here, and you're talking about this. What are some things that you would like to ask the contractor and the roofing community overall to do? To kind of, what are some steps?
You know what? There's a few things. We have a few things going on besides, you know, like, hey, we obviously put people in rehab, but really spreading the message, even sending it out to your company. I was just talking to a lady here from California, owns a company. She has 150 employees.
Wow.
And she was talking about how it's pretty rampant. You know, she's like, we're an older company as well, but it's pretty rampant through. There's 150 people. There's a pretty high percentage of them that struggle.
Yeah.
You know, they recently had a guy, you know, step in front of a train.
Oh, no.
You know, in December. They have
Wow.
another guy in rehab. Even just getting it out to your people saying, hey, guys,
Yeah.
here's a source. You know, here's somebody that you could go to. So
a
To
lot
get
of people
help.
don't know where to go.
Right.
They might be sitting in it, right?
Yeah.
They might be sitting in it, but they're like, I don't know what to do if I even wanted to get help.
Right.
Right. So a lot of the time that we spend at events like this is just making sure that people are educated enough to know, yes, we have to raise money. Yes, we send people to treatment, but who do I call?
Yeah.
You literally can call Paul or I.
Right.
Right. And we answer the phone. You find us on Facebook, whatever it is. And if we're not where you are, we have such a reach that we can find somebody that is where you are,
Right. And
to
help.
be able to connect and go to a meeting or just get together and have coffee and talk
Yeah.
and help, and then start the process to be able to get help, right? But we
Right.
want people to know that that's the resource that we're trying to
The
be.
thing. You said something too about owners, right? So you talked to this lady and she owns a company, 150 employees. I think it's just as hard, not just as hard, but it's very difficult for owners to know what to do, how to help, how to take that step forward. And so this is so important.
because in our roofing industry, and she said this, and I was going to say it before she said it, but she goes, they're my family.
Yeah.
Right? These 150
Yes.
people are my family. And so when they're struggling, like, she's going like, what the hell do I do? Like,
Yeah.
and I want to help them. And you know what? She's not an alcoholic. She doesn't know where to send them, but she wants to help them because
Right.
they are her family.
Yeah.
Right? And so that we're here. We're here to be that part of your family,
Yeah.
to be, you know, the sober family.
Right.
And we're still
And
going to have
help.
fun. And we're
Yeah.
still going to joke
Oh,
and on all those things.
I
But
know.
we're
I saw you
here
at
to
Western
help.
States. We still have a really
Yes.
good time. That's not a problem whatsoever. Okay, I love this. So I do want to say, if you're here at Western States, you guys said you have a booth, right?
Right there.
Right there.
762.
Right in front-
762.
762. Perfect. We have a full directory on Roofers Coffee Shop for roofers in recovery. We have a podcast. We're going to be doing more with you guys in the new year. We are totally committed to supporting and getting the word out. So I ask everybody, if you roofersinrecovery.com, right?
Yes.
Correct.
Right. So it's that easy, but you can also find it on Roofers Coffee Shop. Spread the word. Spread the word and donate. Help.
Thank you, guys.
Sign up
Yeah.
for Roofers in Recovery Day.
Yes.
Yes, that's the big one.
Yeah.
That's where we really need our help. Is
Yeah.
we need people to spread that word, whether it's vendors, suppliers, manufacturers, everybody. Get to your owners of your companies across the country and get them to know about National Roofers in Recovery Day,
Right.
so that we can use that day to fund us to the point that we can really focus on answering that phone and helping people.
Yeah, yeah, and so that and sending people to treatment when they need it and
Absolutely.
when they can do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And exciting news I have to announce, though, is we are actually in the process of buying a facility for our own center.
No.
Yes, we can. So what we're going to be able to
Wow.
do, the amount that it costs us right now is about $15,000 to send someone to rehab.
Yeah.
By having our own facility, we've done some work with the local counties and things, but we'll be able to control the costs and actually get that cost down to about $4,000. So we'll be able to help 4 times more people with our own facility. So we're really excited to be able to do that.
Congratulations. Congratulations. So when is this? Are you in the process of the capital campaign, or how's this
We are
all
in the
working?
process of a capital campaign
Okay.
for that. We are looking at about March 15th, April, to actually open it up. It'll be
Okay.
in southern Colorado, but we'll be able to bring, men and women in from all over the country, fly them into Denver, get them down to the location.
Wow.
We'll do all those things, but we're really excited for that.
Wow. I'm actually kind of speechless right now. That is so cool. Congratulations.
Pretty exciting.
Yeah. Congratulations. That's great. Well, we're going to be covering all of this, right?
Yeah.
So we want to make sure it gets out there. Please, roofersandrecovery.com. Listen to the podcast. It goes even deeper into a lot of what they've been doing. And gentlemen, thank you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you.
Rock.
Thank
you guys rock. Thank you. And thank you all for listening. I think we have a couple more. We're going to be coming back to you very soon. So